Okay, welcome again to Advanced A&P. All of you, if I would assume, have had a course at Gateway at some point, hopefully general A&P, and you're familiar with Blackboard. So I'm not going to go through a lot of the basics of Blackboard. It's set up pretty much the same as all of your courses. So let me enter the student view so you can see what that looks like. Of course, the landing page is always the same, the Zoom office link. Let's get into the syllabus and instructor info area. The usual items there. And again, you guys all know that have had me before. And yeah, if you've never had me before, welcome. My name's Kevin Yoakum. You can refer to me as Kevin. That's fine. But you know that the best way to communicate with me is going to be through email. And I try to be as quick to respond as possible. So anyway, if we do need to Zoom for any reason, like we're doing between weeks or between Wednesdays, I'm certainly down with that. I'm pretty much available really anytime. So again, the idea is if you need anything, just communicate it to me and I'll get you squared away. Course syllabus. Oh, and office hours again, those are there, but like I said, I'm available way more often than just those time slots. All right, course syllabus. It does have, notice it has that mark is reviewed. So if you guys go through and mark that reviewed, there's an extra credit column that'll accumulate. I don't give a lot of extra credit, but I give some, and that's one way to earn some is just click that mark reviewed button. All right, so syllabus, again, it's very standard from course to course, start date and end date. And again, you know, that end date, my grades are due 48 hours after that end date, which means that's when your assignments are due to me. Try to get everything in then by April 19th, if possible. And trust me, this course is work at your own pace. And you have 12 units, 12 checkoffs, or 4 checkoffs per unit. So you have 48 checkoffs. And many students get this course completed in, I would say, 7 to 10 weeks is the average. So some even quicker. But I've had a few students get it done in like 4 or 5 weeks. So it's really, like I say, it's work at your own pace. As you guys know, it's super cold, it's snowy, it's wintry, it's yuck. So now's the time to get stuff done, because 8 weeks or so from now we're going to be into the beginning of March. Weather's going to be nicer. There's going to be a lot more temptation out there, a lot more availability to do things. So yeah, just hunker down and start checking off your items for your advanced stuff. So anyway, let's go through. Again, this is the second semester. We focused a lot on structure and what is it for general A&P. In this course, we go a little deeper into the how does it work. So physiology is the study of function, or the how. So anatomy is what, physiology is how. So that is what we're going to be doing this semester. I use OpenStax again. Choosing a textbook nowadays is pretty simple for us. I try to keep it either free or extremely low cost, because the availability of information across the web is massive, and so I don't want to pigeonhole or confine you guys to just the OpenStax or to just one text. So I choose OpenStax so that way it's free. You can get a hard copy. Some of you did. I know, I think Perla, you did last semester in general, but the bookstore does have a hard copy of OpenStax. So, but anyway, there are many ways to find information. So you do, however, have to pay or purchase the virtual labs, the McGraw-Hill Connect. I believe if you did have, and I'll talk about this in more detail in a few minutes, but anyway, if you purchased it for general A&P, you should have full access to jump right in and just use your login information that you used last semester. If you did not have if you didn't have McGraw-Hill Connect for general A&P, you need to send me an email. I've got a different link for you to use. So it's the same, all the same labs, it's just a little bit different link. So because this one, I don't know. Anyway, give me an email or let me know if you need help with that. But I'll talk about accessing it in just a few minutes. Okay, you have a couple different options. Google, we don't need to look at that. All right, here we go. Course attendance, participation. All right, so I'm almost done with the syllabus, believe it or not. The bulk of what you need to know is right here. It's a hybrid design. By definition, we meet in person less than 50% of the total course hours. So therefore, I put everything in Blackboard, and it's a work at your own pace. We will meet on the 28th, I believe it is, of February. We need to meet at least once this semester. I've got digestive enzymes wet lab and a urinalysis wet lab that I want to do, or I don't want to do, I want you to do. So I want to do it with you. But the digestive enzymes lab is awesome. It really brings together a lot of what we're doing and a lot of what you would, I guess, is applicable for you both in your personal lives. We all eat and digest items, but also in the clinical setting. So many of our patients are struggling with their health due to consumption issues. So anyway, we'll look at how digestive enzymes work. We're going to do a little bit of cooking, if you will. We're going to take care of altering temperature and pH and a couple of other things with our enzymes in kind of a lab setting. So we'll do that on February 28th. And then I also have urinalysis kits that I want us to check out. So anyway, so again, as with everything regarding your courses with me, attendance is not required. It's certainly encouraged. But you'll have plenty of updates and lead time and reminders. And again, you have the option of working at your own pace. One dude, I put 422 on here. That's the absolute deadline. But like I say, this course, most students are done well before the end of the semester. So grading scale. Oh, but I do have a course calendar that you can follow. Some students are very regimented, and we talk right in Gateway to Success about time management. So again, I'm very flexible, and I want to give you the opportunity to really fit this into your time management routine in any way that it fits. I don't want to demand your time. I want you to be able to fit these in where you can and do them whenever you can and just get them done by around 4:19. Okay, let's see. Grade scale, 1,200 points. Again, we have 12 units. So each unit is 100 points. So that's how you get to 1,200. Again, those of you who know from general, I usually don't give A minuses. Now, if you're in the B plus range, if you're real close, say if you're like at an 89.6 or something like that, I'd maybe give you an A minus. But yeah, if you hit that 90 mark, you're probably going to get a solid A. And then same with the B's. If you get to that 80% mark, even if you get to 79.5, I'll round up to a solid B. But yeah, I usually don't give B minuses or A minuses. It's usually A's, B pluses, B's, and then of course we don't need to mention this other stuff because you guys are all here for B's or higher. Okay. Let's see. Your 4 checkoffs, and we're going to go through those today a little bit, or here in a little bit. The Padlet, 10 points. I know a few of you have already started on that. the case studies are 20 points. The McGraw-Hill Labs, which you'll find are very slick and very user-friendly, way slicker and user-friendly maybe than and certainly a lot less time consuming than the APR labs from General. And then finally, you'll do a 40 question multiple choice exam for each unit. Let's see, important. So anyway, that all totals up to 1,200 points. Oh, and by the way, you know, real quick, like as far as managing time, you hear that you hear that a lot, right? You know, manage your time. How do we do time management? And it really, again, we never can manage time, right? Time manages itself. So 24 hours tick, whether you're trying to manage it or not. So first of all, get that through your head, is that you'll never manage time. The only thing you'll be able to do is to be flexible and to be adaptable, but you can prioritize. So you all have many duties, responsibilities, jobs, whatever you want to call it. So maybe it's work, maybe it's family, maybe it's school, maybe it's just self-care. I hope that's in there too. So a lot of priorities, right? And on top of that, there are a lot of distractions. Oh, I've got plenty, right? I've got Netflix and I've got a Nintendo Switch. Well, my kids do, but I play it occasionally. I'm a record collector, so I've got records, and I've got a lot of other little irons in the fire. Oh, I'm a student again. I'm doing a doctorate on the side for something. So I've got a lot of little things going on: jobs, duties, responsibilities, bills to pay, right? Well, so the idea is I have to prioritize, and so right now this is my only priority from at 11:40 right now. So, you know, I'm trying to be present right here, just like you guys are. So that's what I guess I mean by prioritizing. You're not going to manage time; it's impossible. But you can prioritize. You can make schedules and try to get into a routine. But again, be flexible, be adaptable, and all of you are already there. But I did want to make mention of that. So anyway, let's see, all of these dates again. Oh, really, this is the quick pit stop for me to mention. If something comes up, if you feel like your back's against the wall and you're just you know, priorities, right? This becomes a lower and lower and this course becomes a lower and lower and lower priority because of life circumstances or whatever. Don't withdraw, don't drop the class without emailing and connecting with me first, because as you know, I will work with you, and again, I'm very flexible, very adaptable myself. So if you need an extension, if you need more time, remember there's only one due date. So you know, don't wait until March to start doing the course, although you could if you want, that's up to you. But again, the point of this little pit stop here is to let you know that please don't withdraw or drop without talking to me first, so we can work it out. We still may come to the conclusion that it is your best option, but I don't want you to just, you know, unilaterally say, I'm out of here, this is too much. Email me and say, this is too much, I'm out of here, and then we can go from there. But I'm telling you, that rarely, if ever, happens in this course. General is a little different. General, people get out on the ledge, as you guys remember. Some of you were out on the ledge. That can happen real quick. But this class, no. This is definitely not an out on the ledge class. You just check off your stuff each day and go from there. Anyway, midterm grades due around March 1st. Now, if perchance you haven't done anything, you haven't logged in, you haven't clicked the syllabus reviewed, you've literally done nothing, even then, I probably am not going to drop you, because this is a work at your own pace course. So you literally have 14 weeks to get 12 units done. So anyway, no worries about dropping or withdrawing. You've made it this far. By the time you've made it to advanced, right? You're well on your way. Some of you hopefully have taken the HESI or are still preparing to do that. So let's see. A little mini course calendar. I've got a bigger one. But again, like I said a few minutes ago, if you do need to prioritize and manage time and make a schedule and have your routine set up and you want to fit this into it, this is the calendar I would suggest that you follow. So again, we're in week one, began the 15th, goes to the 21st. You maybe want to think about module one. Now, I will say module one, unit one, this may take a little longer, it may take a little less. There's a lot of info in there, but so anyway, it's work at your own pace. Do how you want to do. But like I say, we've got plenty of time. The rest of there's an outline or there's a link to academic calendar and a course calendar there. I think this semester the college is only closed Good Friday and then I don't the day after Easter Monday. I think I don't know what they call it, but Happy Monday, right? Good Friday and Happy Monday, maybe I don't know. So let's see, that would be March 29th. 30th, 31st, and 1st. So that if you have anything going on a Friday or a Monday at Gateway, the college is going to be closed those days. All right, that's it for the syllabus. And then you're all certainly aware of the weather line and or you get texts or emails or if the school is closed. But if we made it through this chunk, they'll probably keep us open indefinitely. Real quick, I didn't put the link in there, but if you do want a more detailed course calendar than this, again, you would find that right in here. It's not that much more detail. It just adds a few things out over here that may interest you. All right, so let's keep going. Course calendar is the link for that. Textbook info. Again, we use OpenStax and then McGraw-Hill. Lab safety, we took care of that last semester. On the basically between now and the 28th, I think all of you completed this. If you want to do it again for another 10 extra credit points, or I think there are 11 points possible. Actually, there's an extra one in there. But anyway, you can certainly feel free to do that. So if you mark the syllabus, so go back here, mark the syllabus reviewed, go to lab safety. You can mark those reviewed as well, and then take the lab training quiz. I don't know, I'll give you 5 for that, 15, I'll give you like 20 points, extra credit or so if you do all those. So anyway, again, not required, but recommended. All right, how-to videos. Again, if I'm going to show you in real time now how to use the Padlet. But again, if you need to know more detail, you can watch the how-to video I put together. Same with the case studies. I did a how to do the case studies video and then how to take exams video. So you can watch those if you'd like or if you need to. We also have a course YouTube playlist or a course YouTube channel. I have an intro that I did for this course, not this section, but this course. So if you watch this, I think some of you maybe have already. This video goes through a lot of what I'm talking about today. So if there's something you missed, or you can do that. I put a little snippet in here how to save a Google Doc as a Word doc, because I put a lot of my stuff as Google Docs, and maybe some students like using Word. And so anyway, there's the how-tos I mentioned. And then here are all of the lecture videos that go with the PowerPoints. So anyway, like I said, nervous system, you could potentially take a couple weeks on. It's a little more detailed maybe, but maybe, I mean, again, it's work at your own pace. You do what you want to do as far as that. In fact, you don't even have to start with unit 1 if you don't want. I don't know why you wouldn't, but you could start at the end and work your way back, start at the middle, work your way forward. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. But those are the videos that go with the lectures, the lecture slides. Now, I also wanted to mention that I discuss all of the case studies as well. So when you're going, when you're ready to start doing your case studies, you can watch any of these videos. I talk about other stuff in some of them. That's why I put the timestamp. This is almost a 2-hour video, but the case study discussion is about 30 of those minutes, and so that begins at 5:18-ish and goes until about 35 in. Okay, so once you're ready to do case study 1, just watch this video. Don't watch the whole thing. I mean, you could if you want, but okay. Same with case study 2. You can see this video is over 2 hours long, but hour and 25 to an hour and 43, so only 18 minutes of the 2 hours I discussed the case study. All right, and then like I say, this is exclusively about the case study. This one is case studies 3, 4, and 5 discussion. So I basically combined this video, and then I don't know where 5 went, so that must be why I put that in here. So this one's probably kind of maybe usurps or supersedes these two for 3 and 4, but again, these are a little shorter. You get the idea. All right, and there's case study 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I discussed 10, 11, and 12 in one video. As you can see, they get a little more detailed. So case study 7 is a little longer. But anyway, there we go. So there's just more stuff on case studies. Now, whenever you see PhysioX, you don't need to worry about any of that. I used to use a program before I used McGraw-Hill called PhysioX. But yes, please review if you have questions about case studies. Those explain them very well. All right, so that's the course YouTube playlist, PowerPoint slides. So these are the slides that go with the videos. So as you can see, part 1, part 2 discussion, part 1, part 2 slides. And again, as you may remember from general, there we go. All of my slides, where'd they go? There they go. So here's an example. So all of my slides that have maybe a little beefier stuff in there, I'm going to have some of my own lecture notes with key terms. So you can always refer to that for note taking if you're wanting to take notes. And again, a lot of students, if you travel, if you're just hanging out at home, you can listen to these. You don't have to watch them and listen to them. You can just listen to them if you want, and then follow along over here. But anyway, I highly recommend that you listen to those and watch those to get a better understanding of physiology and what we're trying to do. All right, OpenStax link. Okay, so I just clicked the OpenStax link. Again, I think all of you are familiar with OpenStax. And again, there are tons of different ways to get information. The Padlet link, this is going to just take you to my home page for Padlets. So you're going to see all kinds of stuff on here. We're advanced A&P, so ours are going to be the star, wonderful sky photos there. So those are all of ours. But I have individual links down here, so you can just go, which I'll show you in a second. McGraw-Hill Connect Labs. So when you click that, you're going to get something that looks like this. And again, if you've already had General A&P and used McGraw-Hill Connect for that, this is where you should be able to just enter in your email address. Pardon me. Let's see if I can pull up. So if you don't have McGraw-Hill yet, or can't access it, don't want to purchase it, that's cool. We have a few options, and here we go. and we made it into here. So again, when you click on this McGraw-Hill Connects link, you're gonna get that screen where you enter in your email. Well, if you don't have an account, that's where you set up your McGraw-Hill account. If you do have the account, and you've already purchased, like from last semester, you should not see this, right? It should take you right into the labs. So if any of you that were in my general course, or any other instructor's general course that used McGraw-Hill last fall, again, you should be able to just go right in and start seeing the labs. You shouldn't see this. This is what you would see if you've never purchased it, never had access to it. Maybe you did the free trial on it. Whatever. So this is what you might see. If you purchase from the bookstore, this is for the APR suite, so it's a little more expensive. So if you purchase from the bookstore, you need to email. So anyway, if you have trouble getting into McGraw-Hill, email me, okay? Because remember, there's a second link for you. If you purchased it from the bookstore this semester, there's a separate link I have to give you, okay? Anyway, if you, now the McGraw-Hill Connect Labs, there are only 16 of them. And they only take anywhere from 10 minutes, maybe up to 20, 25 minutes. So let's say the average is about 15 minutes, and there are 16 of them. 20. What am I talking about? So let me do some quick math over here. 16 of those times 20. Let's say 20 minutes. So 320 minutes. So we're talking probably the labs total will take you anywhere between 4 and 6 hours total. Maybe longer, depending. So there is a 2-week free access. So I know a few of you have reached out and said that, you don't have access and you don't know when you will get access. Well, in the meantime, or once you're ready, don't do this now. Don't do the temporary access today unless you're ready to start doing the labs, because at 2 weeks you're done. So if you just sign up, and you're not done, I mean, then you have to buy it, right? And if you've done labs for free on the free trial and then you purchase it, those move over into your account, because remember, it's linked to your whatever account you set up for McGraw-Hill. Okay, so again, once you're ready to start doing the labs, if you don't have McGraw-Hill yet, this is the route to go. It gives you 2 weeks free access. You might be able to get them all done in those 2 weeks. I don't know. I wouldn't advise it, but at the same time, you do what you have to do, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's why it's there. They give you 2 week free access. I think the one in the bookstore is the virtual biology, and so it's not APR. It's got the same labs in it, but it's a little more inexpensive. At the bookstore, it's than the $95. I'm not sure how much it is. All right, so questions on McGraw-Hill. No? Okay. Again, just shoot me an email if you do, but this is the best path to go. And like I say, for now, if you don't have access, this is the way to go. But again, don't do it today unless you're ready to start doing the labs. Okay, so that's that. Helpful web links. That's just opens up within Blackboard. It's going to give you some several different YouTube channels that I tend to enjoy, and a few of them students have recommended as well over the years. So, but anyway, there's some NCLEX review stuff, and Professor Dave's pretty good. Here's one that they just go through OpenStax, talk about physiology. So anyway, some really good videos there, or playlists there. All right, that's under helpful web links. Modules units. This is basically everything I've shown you and everything I'm going to continue to show you, which I'm almost done with. Just got to get down to here. The modules units, just basically they're going to have all of this stuff. They're going to have the PowerPoint slides and then all of your assignments in here. You don't necessarily have to ever go into this modules and units tab. I'll open it up so you can see, but again, it's got the 4 modules, 3 units in each module. And the first one takes you to the YouTube playlist to start you. So basically it's kind of like a chapter book. You can see over here. So I've got all the stuff. And again, you don't have to use this. Everything is already laid out over here. But anyhow, I created this to be a book, basically 4 books, virtual books. So module 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 virtual books of each module. And then it has the chapters engage. So it has chapter 1, which is unit 1, and then the sub chapters underneath it. This is how I created the course. It was just easier for me to keep everything aligned. Now, do students use this and go through it? Yeah, some do. You don't have to though, because everything is already over here. And so anyway, I'm not trying to be confusing. Hopefully I haven't confused you. So dry. I've got my spacey. I'm down in the basement. And it's so dry and so cold. And the space heater doesn't help. Well, it helps with the cold. It doesn't help with the dry. Oh. Pardon me. All right. So that is the modules units tab. Again, that's where all of this over here is going to be stored, as well as the this stuff up here, PowerPoint slides. All right. Excuse me. Okay. Now Padlets, you're going to notice there are 2 little entries for each Padlet, or 2 links, I should say. One is the link. You can see it looks like a chain link. This links out to the actual Padlet wall. And then this looks like kind of like a piece of paper with bubbles for a quiz. It's exactly what it is, but it's not a quiz in the way you think of it being a quiz. It's more of like a opinion. What do you think of this Padlet type of 1 question Likert scale survey? So it's basically a survey. And what it does is it provides you, it populates your grade book with 10 points every time you complete a Padlet. But in order to get the 10 points, you have to do this survey. So anyway, let me show you what I'm talking about. So Padlet 1 is the nervous system, and here's what they look like. And again, I know some of you have been on here already, which is awesome. Now you're not required to watch all of these or click on all of these. This is actually, it takes it a few minutes to load, but you don't have to click on all of these and watch all these. I would recommend it, but again, you are the one prioritizing and managing and working through it. These videos, again, they're thumbnails, so they're trying to populate. There we go. If you've already clicked into them, yours maybe have already populated. Now, if you've never done Padlets, which they're very straightforward. It's what they call a wiki board. It's basically a virtual bulletin board of comments associated with a headline. So you can either, I would recommend your Padlet account is free through Gateway. So if you sign into Padlet using your Gateway credentials, that's what I'd recommend. So you can see Julie Sheldon, Jade Brewstad, they have they logged in to Padlet using their gateway accounts. That's why their names show up. However, if you don't want to do it that way, you can do it anonymously. Okay? You can do it anonymously. No, that's not what I really meant. I mean, you don't have to log in. You can just look at the Padlet, do a comment. If you do, it's going to show you as anonymous. So if you would put your name at the bottom or somewhere in your comment. So that's why I really recommend you just log in using your Padlet, your gateway email. And I think it keeps you logged in. So you just be logged in the whole semester and you just go into Padlet and do your thing and then you're done. Then you don't have to remember to put your name in there. Okay, so how does it work? Well, again, this one's actually a website. Most of these, I think all of my Padlet wiki nails are videos, except this one. This one gives us an overview of some of the basics of the anatomy of the nervous system. So it does give us a little bit of a review. So I put that in there as a link. These other ones are videos. So again, you can, it looks like there's a bar across the bottom. Yeah, there's this one associates or relates to your case study here. So again, you don't forget to check. There oftentimes there are more of them. There are more of them hidden. So check your little slide bar at the bottom. Okay. So anyway, they're relatively short. You can either watch them right in the Padlet or you can click it and it'll take you out to YouTube. Either way. And then once you're ready to make a comment, you can hit the plus button here. There you go. It just pops right up. That is actually, that's from my end. Sorry about that. You need to hit the plus buttons here. So if you watch this crash course video on the nervous system and you really liked it and you want to comment on it, just hit this plus and then it'll pop up. And then once and you can even add links or other, other stuff. But so yeah, I would recommend scrolling through and researching and reading some of these too and see what other people say. But anyway, Padlets are awesome. They really, or they can be. I don't know. I don't know if they're used properly. They're awesome. But yeah, this is one-stop shop for watching some awesome videos that relate to the checkoffs and competencies. All right. So once you've done, and by the way, you only have to do under one or all or not or any, right? 1, 2, 3. So you only have to make a comment under one. Okay, you only have to watch one. Again, it's like I've said before, it's like Golden Corral. I provide you with the Golden Corral buffet. You are the one who shows up, gets out of your chooses to walk into the Golden Corral, and then once you're in there, you've got a whole bunch of options. So you're not required to eat everything at Golden Corral, right? They don't micromanage what you're putting on your plate and putting in your mouth. And hope you didn't try the Brussels sprouts. You're a little too much on the carving station. I see. Oh, the chocolate fountain. That looks yummy. So anyway, you choose what's best for you. Certain things you might just taste it and say, I don't need to go back to that one. Others you taste it and you're like, well, that's pretty good. I kind of like the Padlet. I like doing all of them because they're all very informative and this fits into my style of learning or whatever. So anyway, there you go. There they are. Now, once you've done at least one, a comment under at least one, now you need to go into here to get it registered in the grade book. So it's just a one question. The Padlet videos and websites were beneficial to your understanding of the nervous system concepts. Strongly agree, neither agree nor disagree, strongly disagree, and what is Padlet? Hopefully you don't click that. If you made it here, you should anyway. So click any of those. It doesn't matter what you click, except for what is Padlet. You'll get a 0 for the question. But click any of those, click save and submit, and you've got 10 points for the Padlet activity. Okay, so they just go right down the line. Those are the Padlets. All right, case studies. Okay. case studies. These are assignment drop boxes. And again, the videos for each case study are in our YouTube course YouTube playlist. So if I click on the case study, so those are links back. See, notice it takes us back into that that little book that I created, the modules unit book. But anyway, case studies are 20 points. There are each case study should have 2 items to click. One is going to be the questions. So you click that, and here are your questions. The other one's going to be the case study. And unfortunately, I couldn't get this. Like, notice how all this is big font. For whatever reason, I couldn't get this to be big. So sometimes students overlook it. So it's down here. This is the case study. Sometimes students will click this and they'll get this, and then they'll say, how do I don't know what to do. All right. So case studies here. It'll always be in a PDF. Okay, so here's what the case study for the first unit looks like. So it's going to be a series of questions in sections. So this particular case study, I think, has 3 or 4 different parts. And so you're giving kind of patient comes in, this is what's going on. What do you think? Okay, so some of these case study responses are going to be your opinion. They're going to be more subjective. Subjective means there's no real right or wrong answer, just your opinion. All of you have a different background coming here to this point. So when it asks, what do you think about Mrs. Smith relating to her symptoms and what she's telling you, some of you may have no idea, really. You're just going to say, well, she says she got her head hurts. Maybe she's just got migraines. I don't know. Maybe she's got a brain tumor. Maybe she's having an aneurysm. I don't know. Right. So anyway, a lot of these are kind of your opinion and a little bit subjective, and that's good. That's the idea. And then others, though, are their specific objective data answers, right? Like what glands release growth hormone, or something like that, or what, that's got a specific answer. Not what do you think about hormones in the glands? And it's not, so anyway, so notice and recognize the differences in your questions between what's just kind of subjective and it's just asking me, what do I think about it? What's my opinion about it? Maybe even what do I feel about it? And then the others are, what is this? That's going to be more objective. So just keep that in mind. Generally, I shouldn't say there are no right or wrong answers. Now, for the subjective ones, there's no right or wrong, really. But if may ask what hormones are produced by the thyroid gland. Well, put them all. There are more than just 2. Okay, there are maybe 3, maybe 4. Okay, so even if the case study is talking about just one, little feedback. Somebody's on mute. We'll fix that. There we go. Hey, welcome, Carly. Awesome. All right, so let's see. Questions on the case studies. Okay, so the answers are over here. Now, I give you a Google Doc to put your answers in, but remember, all of my Google Docs are read only or view only. So you need to make your own copy. That's why I put that in our YouTube channel. Wherever it went. This isn't it. This is some of them, but anyway, it's a module 1 video. But anyway, remember in our YouTube channel, there's a how to convert a Google Doc to a Word doc. So anyway, you have a couple of options. If you really like using Google Docs, you just come down here and you click make a copy, and you should be able to have your own copy of it that you can type into. Now, if it doesn't let you do that, it may not. Some students say it won't let them do that. Just go to download and then go over here to Microsoft Word doc. And click that, and then you'll have your own version of it in Microsoft Word. And you can type all you want and it's all yours. But this one you won't be able to type into. This is a view only. So don't ask me for permission to edit it. Okay. Just simply go to download Microsoft Word doc and it's all yours. You can type all you want. Now, having said that, the first one has this diagnostic table. You're not required to do anything with that. It's simply just an item. It's kind of like a flow chart for you to keep track of what you're doing. So some students use it, some students don't. It doesn't really matter if you do or don't. So I put an example of how you can maybe add these things up. So basically this first case study is you're going to be looking at some of the details of Parkinson's, Huntington's, and then a couple of Guillain-Barré, MS. Okay, so do you need to use this table? No, not necessarily. I just put it in there for you if you want to use it as kind of a flow chart for the different things that are going on with Miss Moreno. Another thing about case studies is especially this first one, sometimes no matter how much detail and how much info we get, sometimes we still just don't know. Sometimes we get to the end and the physician and the medical team, we still just don't necessarily know. So that doesn't mean you put I don't know at the end. It means that you put, well, these are the options. This is what I believe is most closely resembles, or but you know, so again, with some of these there are no there isn't an absolute answer regarding what disease does she have. Okay, so don't feel like, oh shit, I did all this work, I got to the end and now it's a coin flip. She might have this, she might have that, she might have don't do that. Just put that in, type, well, she could have this, could have that. I mean, it's kind of crapshoot, coin toss. I think I more think it could be this, and but it could be that, could be neither of them. Maybe more testing is required. So anyway, just like in healthcare, right? These are real world case studies. So, you know, sometimes we just don't, sometimes more testing is required. So anyway, those are the case studies. The labs, they're right here too. I've got April 17th again as the due date. You should have everything done by then. The labs are like I say, they go right with what we're doing. So the first one, unit 1 is all nervous system. Unit 2 is all endocrine. Unit 3 is cell transport mechanisms. Unit 4, muscles. So believe it or not, there's a method to this madness, right? Units 1 through 12, each unit has Padlet, case study, and a lab that's associated with the topic. And then lastly, so anyway, you can access those labs that way. And then lastly is the exams. Okay, 12 of them. 12. Okay, there are 40 multiple choice questions. They're not timed, so you can take as long as you want. They're unlimited attempts, so you can take them as many times as you want. It keeps the highest score, so you could feasibly take it till you get a 40 out of 40. But know that these tests come from the questions on the test come from a pool, or what we call a test bank. So, and the test banks vary in size. So if they're 40 question exam, but the test bank is 250 questions, you could feasibly take it like 6 times and get different questions every time. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. So anyway, that, just know that I promote taking these multiple times. In fact, I would encourage you to take them multiple times. Even if you get a really good score, maybe get 35 out of 40, you're good with that. That's fine, move on. But just know, like I said, these come from a pool. And a lot of these are NCLEX level. Remember, general is a lot of HAPS, or not HAP, HESI stuff. So very basic, general HESI question stuff. Now in advanced, we're getting into, yeah, some HESI type questions, but we're getting a little bit more detailed, a little more advanced. And so you're going to see that these questions are maybe a little tougher, maybe they're a little more related to the NCLEX. So that's why I put so many in there. Not every test bank's has got the same number. Like exam one's got I think the biggest test bank. So I hit you with the big one right away. But again, it's only because the nervous system's so massive and extensive, and it's the foundation of everything. So I would encourage you to do exam one a couple of times to get multiple different flavors of questions. Now, having said that, I do provide you with the test bank pool. So for each unit. So all of the questions for exam one, and on down the line, are going to be in here. Exam review questions. So exam one, I put a Google link to the Google doc, and then there's a Word doc, so you can have either one. But this is, each one of these is the pool associated with the question. So I'll just hit the first one. That again, I don't apologize, but I just be forewarned that again, exam one has the most bulk of the whole semester. So take your time this first week or two and dive in, okay? And soak it all up. Look at 45 pages of multiple choice questions. Well, there's like 4 or 5 per page. This is the test bank for exam one. It's a biggie, I know. 250 questions, and you're going to get a random 40 of these. Okay, that's fine. You'll do great. Should you go through and answer each question, watch my videos, read through the lecture notes, look through the PowerPoints, answer these questions based on that, and then sit and take the exam? Sure, some students do that. Remember, it's unlimited attempts. Some students, they'll do the exam first. I'm serious. Some students will actually, because they can do it in a limited time, they'll actually do the exam first, and that is how they get their brain going. And even if they get 15 out of 40, maybe they get 5 out of 40, it doesn't shut them down. They just know what they're getting into. So they use the exam as almost like a get your feet wet type of deal, because then you can take it at unlimited times. So I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying you have that option. You have the option to take Unit 12, Exam 12 first if you want. Doesn't matter to me, but just know that I did create this based on tried and true methods of years and working with other professors in the University of Wisconsin Technical College system. So the order is established, but again, you can jump around if you want. Now, another way you could certainly just copy and paste this into Google. You don't have to, I don't know if you even have to do that, but you could define. So you could do something like that. Just look for just within the page. Well, it's not doing, it's just too much work. So you could copy and paste it into the Google machine too. There are a lot of ways to find answers that you need. Is that going to be helpful in the long run? Well, it might be if you're strapped for time, or maybe you want to check your work, whatever it is you're doing. Okay. So anyhow, that's that. So all of your exam review questions this is the test bank. So again, I go to exam 2 test bank. $82 questions, right? Way better than 250, but less info in endocrine. So you could take this one twice and you may get quite a few questions that are similar. So anyway, unlimited attempts, highest score kept. Work at your own pace. All those good things. The only time we need to meet in person is February 28th. I'll be sending out reminders and taking care of that as needed. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything like that? I'm gonna stop the record.